Oh, it's Ark Stork here again with Golf Saskatchewan, and today we're going to stretch outside of Saskatchewan's borders once again, and we're joined by Chris Boulding, who is now the manager of member services with MJT. Of course, some six tournaments or five tournaments, I believe, in our province throughout the summer, and the nation's most popular junior golf tour. But I guess, Chris, before we talk about this position, just give us a little bit of your background in sport. It sounds like you got some good schooling, and you've had some decent jobs over the past recent years here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I graduated from Brock University Sport Management Program. Brock University is in St. Catharines, Ontario. Graduated from there in summer of 2017 and worked some odd jobs around there, but worked with their athletic department for 2 years, kind of with the We Are Ready team. If anybody's familiar with the region, we put a bunch of basketball and hockey games, the Steel Blade Classic, and some kind of marquee basketball events into the OHL arena, and kind of were able to juice kind of fan engagement on campus that way. We were able to sell out and set some school records for sales. Then after that, I went to the Canadian Football League. I worked in football operations as the junior coordinator and then the coordinator of football operations. So I've been been to Saskatchewan a few times. A nice flight into the Regina airport for sure. And that was awesome too. It's been really great to kind of see the passion for sport across the country. It's been awesome kind of to be able to tie that back in with the new job here with the MJT.
So I guess what was the I don't know if you where you saw the job, if it was on Indeed or whatever, but why did you want to make that change and get into the industry of golf and join the MJT?
Well, I've always been passionate about sports and particularly passionate about youth and amateur sport. I think there's a great opportunity kind of within sport because we're realistic. We don't expect every single person on our tour to play collegiately or to play, professional golf. But what we can do is we can use the environment of golf to teach them kind of some life skills as well. So our tagline is always developing champions in golf in life. And I think that's a very easy and a very seamless fit for the way I kind of look at youth sport as well. It was very, very kind of easy to see where we overlapped.
So, coming from a professional organization as the CFL, what can you take that you learned there and from your time at Brock doing those things and transpired into the MJT?
Yeah, I've kind of been at all the levels pretty quickly here. We were with pro sport and with the CFL, even though it is professional sport, there's a lot of dealings with both Football Canada, each of the provincial football organizations, and then U Sports as well. So I have experience dealing with the university level as well. This is a little younger for me. It's been nice to kind of see, but it's an opportunity to get in kind of even more on that ground floor and start building the foundation.
So manager of member services, I know for our Candace Dunham is our manager of member services, and she looks after all our member clubs, right, and make sure we're doing what we can for them to be successful. I guess what would your job entail with the MGT? Or maybe you haven't even learned that
There's
yet.
there's a lot of hats. There's a lot of hats for sure. We've been kind of working in advance of that press release going out, so I've got a little experience, but basically certainly right now we're trying to make sure everybody gets what they want and what we can provide. That's for memberships, that's for certain tournaments, that's for any sort of thing that we can do. And then in March is when all the fun stuff starts. This is obviously great, but I'm a sports guy. I love to be kind of out on the course. I love to be out kind of doing things with my hands, doing all that stuff. And so I'll get the opportunity to cover both sides of that.
So does that mean you're gonna travel across the nation with the tour, or what's kind of the summer looking like for you?
We're still firming up plans. I would expect I'll be at some events, but certainly not all of them. We have obviously great tournament directors across the country. We've got Jeff Chambers in Saskatchewan, who I'm sure you're aware of. So we are very trusting, and we love those guys. We think they're great. But I'll be around for sure. You'll see my face.
Is there any plans to, just elevate it again? It's super successful, and kids competing all across across the nation. But is there any immediate plans to kind of just make things better? Or is that again just behind the scenes now here in January?
We're always trying to make things better, and sometimes that's obviously we've had some issues with international events. So we've had to take those off our calendar from last year and this year. So then you take that away, but maybe there's a way that you can make the event itself a little more fun. Maybe we can provide, a tea gift that a kid might like a little more, or maybe there's some sort of tournament prizing that might be a memento that they could keep for the future. So there's, certainly whenever one door closes, you try and open up another, and we're always doing the best we can to make it as enjoyable as possible.
And I think one positive going into the year, much like our association in the spring was so uncertain, but you mentioned the national championships. We don't know if those are going to happen again this year, but the COVID stuff is, golf has plans in place already, so they should just be able to hit the ground running this spring, I would think.
That's what we're definitely hopeful for. It's a little easier when it doesn't get dropped on your lap right before everything starts. So we've definitely had time to prepare, and we have a lot of best practices from last season when we were dealing, or when the MJT was dealing with all these sorts of things. So just having that ability to kind of iterate and to be a little better than we were last time, I think we'll be set up very well for the COVID future.
Great. Is there anything else you just want to add here, Chris, that I didn't bring up to you?
No, just that I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to work with all the PSOs, with all of our tournament directors. I'm happy to work with kids, and I think we're doing a great job. I'm excited.
Yeah, we can reiterate that, and obviously, looking to just fulfill our schedule here with the MJT in Saskatchewan this year. There's a couple still open venues, but I'm sure that'll be ironed out. And
absolutely. So just I guess a point is that everything on the website is confirmed, but we're still booking tournaments. We're still putting dates up there. So just keep an eye out for our emails, keep an eye out on the website, and you'll know as much as you can.
And it sounds like there is an early bird. Is that still going on? I mean, we're talking January 15th.
100%. We have an early bird deal going until January 31st. So it runs $149 plus tax for a junior tour membership. That's a $20 break. And then it's $59 plus tax for a mini tour membership, which is a $10 break.
Great. We got 2 weeks to squeeze that window in there.
Exactly. We can get them. Now's the time for sure.